Are you heading to Kyoto for a quick trip? Maybe a week, longer? Well, if so, this video is going to have you covered because this is a nice travel guide for you for visiting Kyoto in 2024. So all of these recommendations I'm going to give you today are based off of my recent trip to Kyoto in October of 2023. And during late October, it is a perfect time to visit Kyoto as the weather is nice and cool and the climate is just perfect. So please excuse my pronunciation. Some of these words are difficult to pronounce, but I'm going to try to pronounce them the best I can. So today I'm going to recommend 4 places that you visit in Kyoto. First one is going to be Kyoto Station and Kyoto Tower, as they're kind of together. The second is going to be the Fushimi Inari Taisha, which are those orangish red gates that you've probably seen on the internet. Number 3 is going to be the Gion District. And number 4 is going to be the Nishiki Market. Kyoto is a city located in the Kansai region of Japan. It served as the imperial capital of Japan for more than 1,000 years, to 1868. The city is famous for its well-preserved historic architecture, traditional Machiya wooden houses, numerous temples, shrines, and much more. With that said, let's start off this travel guide with number 1, Kyoto Station and Kyoto Tower. So Kyoto Tower and Kyoto Station are a 2-in-1 place, as they are pretty much together. Kyoto Station is the main transport hub, and Kyoto Tower is the big monument, the big landmark that is right there, which you will see from anywhere around Kyoto. Now, Kyoto Station is a very popular place to go because you can catch transportation to any part of the city. But not only is it for, commuting around the city, but it is a well-known place for shopping, eating, just hanging out, enjoying local life there, meeting. And much of Kyoto Station is to be explored underneath the ground. Above ground is where your transportation is, and that's where you're going to be leaving from or arriving to. And so underneath you'll have endless restaurants, endless bars. You will even have some boutiques, maybe some cafes, some places to shop and buy local things, maybe some souvenirs. But one of the best parts about it is it's like dining hall they have underneath. There are so many restaurants, very unique restaurants with authentic Japanese food, even international cuisine from all over the world. Down there you can sit at one of the bars, enjoy some whiskey, some wine, sake, Asahi, the beer, Sapporo. Just so much to offer in that bottom section, and honestly, if you get there at the right time, maybe evening or the weekend, you can sometimes enjoy live music as they usually have a band playing. But definitely be prepared because the place gets really, really crowded as it's centrally located and there's so many people coming in and out of there. But it's one place that you should go to, whether it's just a quick visit or it's multiple times during your trip to Kyoto. 100% recommend it. Now the second part to that is the Kyoto Tower. So the Kyoto Tower is just long, tall, Space Needle looking like tower, but it is a landmark, it is a monument, it is a tourist attraction where you can go up to an observation deck and view the entire city without any obstructing building being in the way. You have 360 panoramic views, and it is just one of the most beautiful views of Kyoto. The tower is 10 plus floors high, providing guests with unobstructed panoramic views of Kyoto. The tower consists of an observation deck, hotel, restaurants, and a shopping complex. Now head to the tower at nighttime for spectacular views to see the colors it shows off, as well as how Kyoto lights up at nighttime. And during special holidays, the tower will light up different color combinations. And honestly, I visited Kyoto during Halloween, and the tower lit up in these Halloween colors. You had this orange, you had this green. It was super vibrant, super neon-like, and it was really, really beautiful. But the one thing you must do is go to the observation deck and try to spot some of the tourist spots, some of the most visited destinations around Kyoto, like the shrines, maybe the mountains and things like this. Because there is a map up there that displays where everything is, and you can really kind of find where everything is and kind of understand the city better, and totally recommend it. It's one of the best places to visit in Kyoto. Number 2 on the list is the Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine. This is the most visited tourist attraction in all of Kyoto, and it is really well famous because of the orangish red gates that you see going up the mountain. You've probably seen photos of it. Now, it is famous for its gates. There are thousands of these gates just lining up the mountain in like a straight line, it seems like, and it makes for the perfect photo. So when you are here visiting, you will probably take 1 million photos. It's pretty much hard not to. But the most important thing is that these gates, this shrine here, is actually dedicated to the god of Inari, and he is the god of rice and prosperity. So the Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine is accessible from the Kyoto Station. It is actually located in the south and you can get there very quickly. It's not too far away. So when you enter the shrine location, you will be at the base of the mountain. Here you can witness traditional Japanese architecture, and this is where a lot of people are actually praising and praying. So it's a very, very sacred spot here. And you kind of have to be peaceful and respect your distance, but definitely take in the sights, as it is a very beautiful and memorable moment for many people that are visiting this shrine. These gates have something very unique about them. On the back of each gate, there is an inscription. Well, this inscription says who donated the gate, who the individual is, maybe who the business is, and when they donated it. So pretty much most of these have already been donated. You'll see sometimes there are ones that are missing still or that haven't been put into the ground. That's because somebody can donate them and add their donation and add their gate with their name and so on. Also, you will find many statue foxes near the trails, also known as kitsune in Japanese, and they are considered as the messengers of Inari. So that is often why you will see them holding something in their mouth as a message, as being the messenger for the god. So this shrine is actually the perfect place to get out in Kyoto and actually get some real activity in. It is a location where you will do lots of walking and climbing. Not climbing a mountain really, but just kind of going up steps. The steps aren't very difficult, some of them are just sloped hills, but you will definitely walk a lot, so you need to bring your walking shoes and prepare yourself, because by the end of the day you're probably going to be sore if you make it all the way to the top of the mountain. But I 100% recommend making it to the top of the mountain if you can. Just take your time because the views are breathtaking. You get an unobstructed view of different parts of Kyoto and it's really worth seeing. But just know, on your way up, you can take your time. You can take a lot of photos, that's what people are doing. And there are some souvenir shops where you can shop at, buy some local things, even buy some local Japanese snacks as well. But one thing to know is if you want the best experience of visiting this place in Kyoto, it's best to go early morning, like before 8 o'clock, and late in the evening, as that's when the crowds are the smallest. During the day, it gets very crowded and it can be quite difficult to get a good picture with the gates with nobody in your background. So if you're looking to hire a photographer, even a travel guide, they will probably recommend going at these times in the morning or in the evening. Okay, number 3 on the list is the Gion District. This is a super fascinating place to see traditional architecture. Here you will find very quaint little streets of local houses where people are living, and they are displaying the traditional style of Machiya wooden houses of Japan. The area is also referred to as the Geisha District. Gion is the perfect place to stroll around pavement roads and step into tea houses, cafes, small restaurants, and even shop at the many small stores. Now, one thing I'll recommend, which might be kind of weird to some people, is go to Starbucks here, because this is the only Starbucks in Japan, I believe, that has this traditional Machiya looking building, right? They converted it into a Starbucks because it used to be a house or a store, and then they turned it into a Starbucks. So this is actually where you can go to Starbucks, enjoy a coffee in a traditional way. There's no tables and chairs really. You sit on the floor with a pillow like you normally do in Japanese culture, and it is super fascinating. But it is a very, very beautiful location because the building, the outside, it doesn't have that modern look of Starbucks that you're used to. Even the sign is very different. This is a place that you definitely should go to, and it is pretty much recommended by most people as well. But just remember, it is a popular place, so it gets very crowded, so it could be very difficult to find a seat. Now, this district doubles down as being one of the most photogenic places as well. There are some pagodas in the distance and in between the streets where you can take super nice photos, and you'll often see a lot of people dressed up in traditional clothing taking their photos here. So if you want the full experience, you should probably dress up in traditional clothing and take some pictures too. But the Gion District is truly stunning. It is worth your time to take it slow and admire the fascinating. The most shocking things I saw was the traditional rickshaws they have here. You know, rickshaws around the world now are usually gas powered, they're sometimes electric. They're operated by somebody driving, right? These are operated by somebody, but the person that is moving it is actually holding the carriage like up and running with it. And it is super cool. I did not expect to see it, but they're wearing traditional clothing, and it is truly a sight to see. Now, a lot of people might say this shouldn't exist in today's time, but it's something from history, you know? So they're trying to preserve this way of living and this way of working and this business that they had. But it's super unique to see, and you can actually ride in these rickshaws and have these younger people, they seem younger because they're very fit, pull you around the old district here. And I definitely recommend it. I didn't do it, but it is a super interesting thing to see in the Gion District. The fourth and final place I want to mention today for you to visit during your time in Kyoto is the Nishiki Market. This is a market that is under a roof. Nishiki Market, often referred to as Kyoto's Kitchen, is a historic and bustling market located in the heart near Kyoto Center. For many years, and still today, this is one of the #1 places people go to eat when in Kyoto. The market is a narrow, covered shopping street that spans about 5 blocks. Lined with more than 100 shops and stalls. Each vendor specializes in different types of food, including fresh seafood, pickles, Kyoto specialties, sweets, and more. Sometimes this market is very, very lively, very chaotic. The vendors will be shouting, trying to get people's attention. They're cooking food, selling it to people. People are eating it. It is a very bustling market. And here in this market, you can actually walk down one of the many corridors they have. You can actually just order the food from the people that are cooking it right there. You can eat it right there. They give you a little plate to throw away after you're done. Or you can sit at one of the many restaurants they have located all around. So there's actually some nice fine dining in there. And then also like street food style foods where you can sample the local seafood and local cuisine of Japan. Nishiki Market is a haven for food enthusiasts. The market is filled daily with locals and foreign visitors. Whether you shop at some of the local craft stores or sample the many offerings available, you'll want to stay as long as you can. Now, these are just 4 of the places I visited in Kyoto that I thought were worth mentioning. I only had a short couple days trip in Kyoto, so if you really want to fully explore it, you might want more than 2-3 days, maybe 4 or 5 days, but you can really see a lot in a short period of time, as the city is not too big, but it's very well connected with public transportation, so you shouldn't worry about getting around. Now, as I said, there is a lot of things to know, there's a lot of things to love about Kyoto here, and most importantly is to remember that it is a place to observe traditional Japanese life, traditional architecture, and all of those things. Of course, the food scene here is definitely bustling, like at the Nishiki Market, as I said, but here you really go to witness the Japanese culture. Now, if you really want to know more about the food and places to go to eat, stay tuned for one of the travel guides I have coming where I'm going to tell you about Osaka, because I went to Osaka right after Kyoto, and man, Osaka is the culinary capital of Japan, 100%. There is so much to eat, and you will eat till you drop there, that's for sure. But I hope you found this travel guide helpful. I hope it will be insightful for you in visiting Kyoto or planning your trip to Kyoto. Maybe you've already been to Kyoto. If you have, let me know in the comments what you thought about the video, what you think about Kyoto. Do you recommend it to others? Because I definitely would recommend it to others, as it is the first city I visited in Japan, believe it or not. But that's gonna be it for this quick travel guide here on Kyoto, Japan. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon from the next video. Take care.